Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ortmeyer Stadium here at the University of La Verne. Celebrating La Verne's homecoming here on Saturday, October 15th, the theme of homecoming being the University of La Verne land. Homecoming for 2022 was filled with activities along 3rd Street, merchandise from the school sold to the public, plenty of gatherings from friends, families, students here at the school having all sorts of fun. Face painting and taking pictures in booths and really just collaborating in all these fun interactive events put on by the university. Family fun for all, Greek life involved here along 3rd Street. And a bit of glimpse of royalty. As we get set now for the action of tonight's Saturday evening, it's Skyac football here at the University of La Verne. I'm Nate Rodriguez coming to you live from Ortmeyer Stadium as the Whittier College Poets travel here to Ortmeyer, taking on the University of La Verne Leopards. Both teams searching for their first win this year. You see La Verne at the bottom of the Skyac standings. Pomona Pitzer at the top, owning a 5-1 overall record. But both Whittier and La Verne, 2 of 3 teams in the conference, still searching for that first win. Players to watch tonight, running back Kyle Bandy for the Leopards has carried the Leos on the ground, as you see there, leads the team in rushing attempts, has scored 2 touchdowns as well. Of the passing game, senior wideout Ethan Medeiros has been collecting passes all season long so far for the Leopards, has scored 2 of the team's 4 catching touchdowns. Those 2 touchdowns thrown by senior quarterback Miguel Aguero Jr. Aguero is one of the Skyac leaders in yards gathered down the field. And the 2 defensive players for the Leopards, Chase Yanez and Derek Guzman, leading the team in tackles. For Whittier College, running back Juan Estrada has gained 80 yards on 27 attempts, averaging about 20 yards per game. Wide receiver Jaden Jolly averages 45 yards per game on the receiving end, picking up 135 total on the year with the 1 touchdown scored. Mark Rodriguez, the sophomore quarterback, trying to stay out of the Panthers' secondary hands, has thrown 5 interceptions this year. It'll be big for the University of La Verne Leopards to take advantage of that. It's a rainy day here at Ortmeyer. Rainy, gloomy, dark. Not the ideal setting for fans here at the homecoming for the University of La Verne, but for players, you gotta love taking the field in a little bit of rain. Adds a little bit of excitement, a little bit of a different dynamic versus a sunny Saturday afternoon. And we're off as the University of La Verne kicks off. It'll be the Poets receiving, moving from right to left on your screen. And it'll take till nearly the 40-yard line for the Leopards to bring the Poet down. So a 5 p.m. sharp start time here from Ortmeyer. Chase Yanez, one of those Leopards players to watch with 29 tackles, making the first one of the game there on the kick return. So it'll be the Leopards on defense first in their green sleeve jerseys, those classic orange. First play of the game is a pass completed for a few yards. In to start the game at quarterback for the Poets. They're going with a little bit of a different option. Rush option there, picks up a few yards. Was 2nd and 8. Likely not much of a gain there. Mario Martinez, the freshman, getting the start at quarterback for the Poets. Took a second to find Martinez on the roster. The freshman from Riverside, California, graduated from Diamond Ranch High School. Looking to make an impact here in this homecoming game for Laverne. Poets trying to play spoiler as Rodriguez, the freshman, out there with the trio of tight ends. Drops back and looks to pass with no receiver nearby. 3rd down and 6. Ball on the Poets' 44-yard line. Martinez has only played 3 of the 4 games for Whittier this year. The Poets, an 0-4 overall record, playing just their 2nd game away from home in Whittier. Martinez's first pass of this ball game was his first collegiate completion. Kind of odd sequencing, the Poets electing to punt on what the scoreboard says is 3rd and 6. So the Leopards will take over after a minute and a half of play. The Poets unsuccessful on their first drive. As they break the huddle, coming out in those orange uniforms, looking to start the game at quarterback for the Leopards is Andre Maldonado. So a couple of backup quarterbacks for both teams getting the start here in this one. A rainy day homecoming, and the snap is dropped initially by the Leopards. Picked up by the University of Laverne. A quick scare to start the ball game offensively for the Leopards. It was running back Abel Cueva taking the snap. Maldonado has made his way back to the sidelines, and senior quarterback Miguel Aguero Jr. has stepped onto the field. He takes the snap, a play-action pass, and passes to his left. Pickup of maybe a couple, as the pass was complete to Cueva. That first initial snap was a bit high. The Leopards look to be putting on a bit of a trick play. And maybe it's just a bit too slippery out here with the rain coming down, but Cueva couldn't handle it. Leopards were tackled for a loss on their last play, 2nd down and 11 from their own 18. Aguero Jr. trying to keep his hands dry. Takes the snap and drops back. A pass rush by the Poets, but Aguero finds room. Looking downfield to a target, instead finds one close, but the pass is broken up by the Poets secondary. Tough play there for Aguero, able to read the field, beat the pass rush. Pass was intended for Ethan Medeiros. 4th down and 7. Arturo Herrera with the punt. And the tackle made near the 45. Junior Jalen Jolly with the kick return. 1st and 10 on the Poets' 44-yard line. 11:54 in the first. Both teams unsuccessful off after their first drives. Mario Martinez setting the offense in motion, hands it off. Great tackle by the Leopards, likely for a loss. Derek Guzman with the tackle. 2nd down and 14, so a loss of 4 on the run. Martinez with 3 receivers to his left, 1 on his right. Drops back and looks to pass downfield, but ends up short. Pass intended for the junior Jolly. On the season, Jolly is the Poets' main target. Has nearly 100 more yards than any other receiver on the team. Martinez takes the snap, drops back again. Leopards with a little bit of a pass rush, but pass incomplete down the field. Brings on 4th down. The rain has lightened up a little bit at Ortmeyer Stadium. However, conditions are still a bit wet and slippery, perhaps playing a little bit of a factor here early on. We're through the first 4 minutes as the Poets punt the ball downfield. Marked down near Laverne zone 25. So Aguero Jr. will come back out on the field. Remember, Andre Maldonado and Abel Cueva took that first snap of their first drive. Here, another little bit of trickery to start Laverne's drive, but the rush play ends up with a tackle for loss. The Leopards have played 5 games this season, still looking for their first win. They opened up with a preseason exhibition game against the University of San Diego. That was the first time the Leopards had played a D1 opponent since 2003, that same game against the Toreros at the University of San Diego. Aguero looking to pass, has an open target and connects with Jonathan Torres. Torres trying to find the sideline, but brought down near the 50. A good pass by Aguero Jr., able to beat the pass rush again and step up. Torres found himself wide open, able to pick up a few yards after the catch, and now a little bit of taunting near the Whittier sideline. Here you see a replay of Aguero stepping up. Torres with no one near him, trying to find somewhere to go, but couldn't get to the sideline quick enough. Tackle was made by Whittier senior Enrique Santana. Rush play up the middle. Not much happening for the Leopards. Abel Cueva on the carry. Aguero did not take that snap, so Coach Chris Crick getting a little bit creative with the play calling here early on in this one. Now Aguero has 3 receivers to his right, looks over the middle on a nice slant play and connects with Medeiros for another first down. So after Laverne's opening drive did not go their way, they've made a couple big plays here on their second try, having picked up 2 first down conversions on passes from Aguero where he's been able to step up. And now they find themselves in Whittier territory. First down and 10 on the Poets 31 with just about 9 minutes to play here in the first. Hand off to Jacob Fimbres. Fimbres able to find an opening and stay on his feet. A good play by the Leo's grad student. Tensions rising a bit here at Ortmeyer. Laverne with, actually both teams really with a lot to play for. Whittier 0-4, Laverne 0-5. One of these two teams will pick up their first win by tonight's conclusion. And the Leopards, who have struggled to score but not as badly as Whittier, doing the best they can to make their way to the promised land
After
first.
the play's over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 22 of Whittier. That's number 22's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the contest towards disqualification. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
First down.
Number 22 is senior Enrique Santana. Santana, one of the defensive players to watch for the Poets. A big part of Whittier's secondary. Can't afford another unsportsmanlike conduct. Santana leads the team with 32 tackles. Has 5 passes broken up on the season as well, as the Leopards gain a little bit of ground, but not much. The penalty put them in good position. That first down taken from the 14-yard line. Now it'll be 2nd and 9 from the 13. So it's the Leopards' first try in the red zone. Aguero took the snap and was looking for his running back to hand off to on his right, but it looked like Cueva had taken off up the middle to Aguero's left. A little bit of miscommunication. That play lost in translation. Aguero trying to take the ball himself, but the Leopards stuck in familiar territory. A loss of 1 puts them at 3rd and 10. Halfway through the first quarter, you're watching Skyac football on LVTV3. Aguero taking the snap and looking to pass near the end zone, but overthrown, intended for Spencer Poole. Poole, one of the Leopards' primary targets last year, has not had as much action this year. Medeiros being the Leopards' main receiver out of the gate so far. Field goal attempt taken by Laverne is up and through. So despite the unsuccessful first drive, the Leopards able to march down the field with the help of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Whittier. And the Leopards take a 3-0 lead.
That penalty decline, results of the play is the field goal is good.
Laverne declines the Whittier penalty. 3-0 Leopards getting on the board first here in the first quarter. 7 minutes and 12 seconds left to play here in the first. Kapena Kamakawawuli with the successful field goal. Kamakawawuli back out for the kickoff. 3-0 Leopards after the field goal. Miguel Aguero Jr. making a couple big passes to Jonathan Torres and Ethan Medeiros for a couple first downs, then taking advantage of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to put them in the red zone. Now Kamakawawuli kicking it out of bounds and a flag thrown.
The ball we placed at 35-yard line, first down and 10.
So the illegal kick, which ended up out of bounds, cost the Leopards 10 yards. Ball is placed at the 35 for the Poets to start their drive. Freshman Mario Martinez getting the start, having completed his first collegiate pass to open up the ball game, but having gone unsuccessful in his first 2 drives. He's back out on the field, hopefully 3rd time's the charm for the freshman quarterback. With 2 receivers on each side of him, he sets the offense in motion. The ball is dropped and picked up by the Leopards, and the fans here at Ortmeyer are going crazy. The Leos with a bunch of energy after a bad snap. Martinez looked to hand it off to one of his running backs. Ball was dropped and fumbled. The Leopards on it like a flock of hawks. And they'll pick up with great field position, just yards out of the Whittier red zone. First and 10 on the Whittier 26. Cueva takes the snap and takes it himself. Coach Crick still electing to go with those funky opening plays to start the drive. Cueva now having to take the initial snap on multiple drives. Second down and 5. Laverne now just 1 yard out of the red zone from the 21. Aguero looks to the end zone, and he's got a connection. Touchdown, Laverne. Talked about how Spencer Poole hasn't been as big of a target for the Leopards this year, but Poole finding himself open in the end zone, calling for the pass from Aguero, and the senior quarterback to his senior wideout, good for 6. Kapena Kamakawawuli out for the point after attempt. Successful already on the field goal last drive, but not able to get a strong kickoff there. Kamakawawuli missing the point after. Here you get to see that pass one more time. Aguero stepping to his right, found Poole calling for the ball in the end zone, and split between 2 receivers. Poole hauls it in. It's 9-0 Leos. So a strong start for the Leopards here on their homecoming celebration. It's Saturday, October 15th, and the Leos looking to win back-to-back homecoming games. They won a 38-37 thriller last year against Pomona Pitzer Sage Hens. Now out to a 9-0 lead here in the first quarter with just under 6.5 to play. Kamakawawuli handling most of the duties as Laverne's kicker for the evening. Arturo Herrera perhaps to make an appearance later. A flag thrown on the kick return. The Leos aren't able to bring down the Whittier receiver who brought it back. Samson Olajide on the return, the junior receiver from Houston. Awaiting the...
During the return, holding, number 51. 10-yard penalty, first down.
So it's a holding penalty called on the Poets, costing them 15 yards. Freshman Mario Martinez still out there for the Poets. 2 receivers on each side of him. Hands the ball off up the middle, and the Poets able to pick up a few yards on a strong rush.
Shout out to Laverne's.
Some of the fans here at Ortmeyer with some pom-poms in support of the Leopards. Leo faithful, hoping for their football team's first win of the season. Pass to Olajide. Takes a few Leopards to bring down the Poets junior receiver. Olajide, a big framed wideout, 6'1", 210. And you look at him next to his teammates, just looks like a big guy. Here's the pass from Martinez to Olajide as you see him there. 4 different Leopards, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there in that pile, with a 5th one that broke off right after. Poets with another penalty that wasn't noticed at first. Cost Whittier an extra 5 yards. First down and 10. Correction, second down and 20 with the ball on their own 19. Martinez trying to bring some life to the Poets, and there's going to be a false start.
False start, offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
Was going to mention it'd be interesting to see who moved first, who that false start was going to be on. And I noticed several different members of the Leopards defensive line jump over. Penalty on Whittier, costing them more yardage, inching closer and closer to their own end zone, creating pressure for Mario Martinez. Now almost forced to pass. Martinez drops back, looks downfield, and is picked off by the Leopards. With room to go, it could be another touchdown. Sure enough, it is. Pick 6 Laverne, touchdown Leopards. Sound the trumpets, a big play for the Leopards. Their first pick 6 of the season, puts another 6 on the board for Laverne. 15-0. The Leopards with 3 different scores here in the first quarter, something they've done for the first time all year. Kamaka Wawuli avenging himself with this point after attempt. There you saw the replay of that big interception for the Leopards. Chase Yanez, the freshman defensive player to watch for the Leopards, making the interception with room to go, rather room to spare, make an easy entry into the end zone. For Yanez, the freshman, that's his first collegiate touchdown, one he'll remember for quite a long time. A first quarter score in his first homecoming game. Kamaka Wawuli kicking off. 16-0 Leopards with 5 minutes to play in the first. Olajide with the kick return. Taking it to the far side of the field and brought down near the 30. So Martinez having a rough go of things to start this ball game. The freshman getting his first real opportunity to start. Will be interesting to see how long the Poets let him run out there, as he looks to lead the charge again on this drive. The Poets in 4 games this season have been shut out 3 times, 2 of them by SCIAC opponents. As the tackle on the run play is made there right about the 34. Second and 8 on the 34. 4:15 left to play in the first quarter. Pass rush by Laverne, but Martinez is able to get it off. That's Jalen Julie on the catch, and he'll be brought down about the 46. So Jolly with the catch. He's been targeted several times here in the first. Pass was good for 8 yards. 1st and 10. Martinez's next play is a pass that's caught and complete, but a good tackle made by the Laverne defense on the catch.
Scrum.
16-0 Leopards. 3 minutes left in the first. Martinez trying to get the Poets on the board. Laverne trying to jump the gun just a little bit. A rush play. Good read by the Poets offense as they're able to pick up a first down and more. Tackle made in front of the 40. Juan Estrada on the run for the Poets. Estrada, junior, 5'8", 200 pounds. Another tough Poet for the Leopards to tackle. Martinez now dropping back, looking for a pass to Estrada. They connect for a pickup of a few yards.
Good. Thank you.
So Estrada picking up 20 yards on the last 2 plays, a 16-yard run followed by a 4-yard completion. 2nd down and 6, Martinez handing it off. Estrada again, this time swallowed up by the Leopards D-line. Third down for the Poets. 3rd and about 5. From the Leopards' own 35-yard line. Martinez, a pair of receivers on both ends, looks to his left and makes the pass. Leopards trying to bring him down before the first down, but he'll have more. As Whittier enters the Laverne red zone, brought down near the 10-yard line. Pass was complete to Tyson Tapley, the sophomore receiver for the Poets. picking up more than 20 yards on the catch, 23 to be exact. Now it's 1st and 10 on the Laverne 12-yard line. So Mario Martinez now knocking on the door for the first time. He takes the snap after putting the offense in motion, looks to the end zone, nearly picked off by the Leopards. Would have been quite a display of athleticism there. Derek Guzman doing his best to reel that one in, instead thrown over his head. Second down and 10. Tapley coming off to the sideline. Another duo of receivers on each side of Martinez. With Estrada next to him, he hands it off to the running back. But brought down before the line of scrimmage, another loss for Whittier. That looks like it'll probably do it for us here in the first quarter. At the end of one, the University of Laverne Leopards with a 16-0 lead over the Poets. You're watching Skyac football on Laverne Community Television, LVTV3.
Some say e-cigarettes aren't dangerous,
But science shows nicotine can harm teens' developing brains.
no matter how they're exposed.
Let's do an experiment to find out.
Here's a teen who won't be using e-cigarettes.
Now we need one willing to risk their brain development.
Anyone care to volunteer your kid?
Anyone?
Your kids are not an experiment. Protect them from e-cigarettes.
Stop 3, open at 2. Q. Q-Nick.
And we're back with the second quarter here from Ortmeyer. 16-0, the Leopards lead over the Poets. Laverne got the scoring started about halfway into the first quarter. Kapena Kamakawawuli closing off a successful drive for the Leopards with a 30-yard field goal to put them up 3-0. Less than a minute later, the Leopards able to score a touchdown, a 21-yard pass to Spencer Poole. Put the Leopards up 9-0. Kamakawawuli unsuccessful with the point after, but a pick six just a minute after that one. Three succeeding plays pretty much for the Leopards in 3 consecutive minutes resulted in scores as the Poets on 3rd and 11 complete a pass to the far sideline, but likely not picking up the first, sending out the special teams unit. So the Poets, who had marched their way all the way to the red zone, couldn't find the promised land via the pass. Mario Martinez and company coming off the field. It'll be a field goal attempt for the Poets on 4th and 10 from the 10-yard line. The kick is up, but not good. Missing wide left, the Poets still stay off the board. A good job by the Laverne defense to shut things down on what seemed to be Whittier's first successful drive. 16-0, the Leopards still prevail. So far through the first quarter, Laverne has picked up 4 first downs compared to Whittier's 3. Whittier has been bitten by the penalty bug. Lots of just little mistakes costing yardage so far, and the Leopards looking to take advantage of every opportunity. Quick play action pass, Aguero passing to his right. Finds his target, Ramos Kamaka. Correction, Arturo Herrera, the tight end, picking up a few yards.
Holding, offense number 0. 10 yards from the spot, replay, first down.
So Maldonado's first catch of the night is erased. Penalty on the Leopards moves them 10 yards back from the spot of the catch. 2nd down and 20 with the ball on Laverne's own 15. We're through about a minute here in the 2nd quarter. Aguero taking the snap and handing it off. The Leopards trying to break through the Poets defensive line, but another very small pickup. The Leopards with a different option at quarterback here. Keeping the ball, but getting sacked for a big loss. So the Leopards trying to get out of their own backfield. 12.5 to play in the 2nd quarter. 3rd down and 21 from their own 14-yard line. Laverne trying to capitalize on another Whittier mental miscue.
Timeout, Whittier, their first charge timeout of the half.
The Poets dodge it by calling timeout. So when we pick back up, it'll be 3rd and 21 from the 14-yard line. Had mentioned that last snap, the Leopards had changed things up at the quarterback position. Freshman Trevor Tedesco was sacked for a big loss. Tedesco had not taken a snap here at Ortmeyer until then, sacked for a loss of 9 yards. Whittier's ready to go. Facing a 16-point deficit, the Leopards behind Miguel Aguero Jr. and his plethora of receivers. As the Leopards try to hunt for more, Aguero drops back, looks to his right, and the pass is brought in by Spencer Poole. Poole able to leave his feet to make the sliding catch. Officials rule pass is complete. 1st down, Leopards. And what a play there between Aguero and Poole. Poole catching Aguero's touchdown pass earlier, and there able to reel in a pass from his quarterback that wasn't exactly the most accurate. Aguero with Bandy behind him, drops back, looks for a pass but doesn't have it, now has to scramble to get open. Moving to his right, he's able to find a target near the sidelines, and we'll see, is this another special catch for the Leopards? If it is, they've got the makings of a really big drive here, and sure enough, it's brought in.
1st down, Leopards.
You see the pass there, that's the 2nd one that just happened, brought down by Tyler Martin. The sophomore for the Leopards, usually listed as a defensive back, making a big catch there for Coach Crick and the Leopards. Ball now near midfield. Poole coming off for McKenna Ramos-Kamaka. The Leopards cycling through their receivers, finding their best options as they march downfield. Two receivers to Aguero's left, one to his right with Bandy next to him. A play action pass. Aguero with time makes a long pass down the field intended for Medeiros. But his feet not fast enough to catch up to that one, overthrown by the quarterback.
Just a reminder, Renee, it's Coach Creek, not Crick.
Third down and 9, 10.5 left to play here in the second. Ball spotted on Laverne's own 49-yard line. A play away perhaps from breaking into Whittier territory. Aguero with the snap, another pass play. He steps up, the senior looking to his right. Overthrown Medeiros, and the Leopards receiver taking a gnarly hit, a flag thrown after the play. Very well could have been a bit of targeting, and that is on Estrada, arguably his second unsportsmanlike conduct of the ball game. They're looking at the play again. Estrada on the other side of the ball, sure enough, making that tough hit. Isaiah Lazaro, the
play
senior
is an incomplete
defensive back.
pass. We have personal foul, targeting, defense number 27. It's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. That player's disqualified from the remainder of the game.
Touchdown, Leopards.
So Whittier astounded by the outcome of that play. Lazaro with the targeting penalty will be disqualified from the game. He walks off the field smiling and waving at the Leo faithful towards the Laverne sideline. Trying to take another look at that hit by Lazaro. The ball was overthrown from Aguero, intended for Medeiros, and as the senior receiver for the Leopards was coming down, Lazaro just took his free liberty to hit the senior wideout. A big play there for Abel Cueva, rushing down the field, breaking through the Poets defensive line and marching into the red zone. First down and more as we look at the replay of that hit. Aguero scrambling right, looking to Medeiros here, leaving his feet up to catch the pass. Can't come down with it, and he's greeted by a big hit to the face mask. Another rush play for the Leopards. This time they try to move up the middle. Cueva hangs on to it. Will be a second down from inside the 10-yard line. (16-0) Leopards, with Laverne knocking on the door for more. Laverne trying to figure out their offensive scheme. And the referees sharing a little bit of conversation.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 22 of the defense. That's number 22, second unsportsmanlike conduct. He's disqualified from the remainder of the game.
And now that penalty bug really biting the Poets defense. Lazaro, the senior defensive back, just disqualified for that targeting play against Medeiros, and then Juan Estrada. Correction. Enrique Santana, the other senior defensive player to watch for the Poets, disqualified for his second unsportsmanlike conduct. Tough break for the Poets. Andre Maldonado in at quarterback taking the snap, and he's greeted by the Poets D-line. Santana off on the sideline, pacing back and forth, storming, and he's just frustrated. Another flag on the field. This game hasn't been the cleanest by any means. Laverne still trying to make their way into the promised land offensively for their second time today. 16-0 with 9 minutes remaining in the first half.
Personal foul, hit away from the play, offense, number 58. 15-yard penalty, replay, first down.
So now a tough break for the Leopards. They had some great field position inside the red zone. Matter of fact, inside the 10-yard line. Now a 15-yard penalty puts them back near the 25. Aguero Jr. breaking the snap. He'll set up with Bandy behind him and a pair of receivers on each end. He sets the tight end in motion. A play action play. Aguero looking to pass down the field. He finds Medeiros. Medeiros scrambling for the end zone, but pushed out of bounds just before.
Pass complete to number 14.
Medeiros could smell points on that play. Did the dash towards the end zone, but just got caught up by the Poets secondary. Medeiros able to get the pass off before being hit by the defensive line, and Medeiros doing everything he can to get the score across. Maldonado will take the snap again, looking for a QB sneak into the end zone, but taking a big hit, it looked like just before crossing into the end zone once again. Laverne, 2 scoring opportunities snuffed out at the very last second.
There is no flag. There is no flag, Coach. There is no flag. It fell out. Yeah.
So after the 15-yard penalty, Laverne responds with 2 plays that knock on the door a little bit harder. The Poets trying to keep the score where it is, 16-0 with 7.5 to play in the first half. Maldonado still in at quarterback. Has Fimbres next to him. Instead, Maldonado hangs on again. Looks like he might have got it this time. The Leopards think they have it. They're celebrating, waiting on the score from the officials, and sure enough, touchdown Leopards. Andre Maldonado filling in for a few snaps, able to finally get that quarterback sneak across. Another 6 points for the Leopards has Laverne up 22-0. Kapena Kamakawawuli with another successful point after attempt. 2 for 3 on the night so far, and now the Leopards up 23 with the Poets looking for a little bit of spark. Coach Chris Creek has to be a little bit happy here. A first large lead for his Leopards for the first time in this 2022 season. The Leopards had not scored more than 14 points in a game all year so far. They've got 23 in the first half of this homecoming game against Whittier. Kamakawawuli taking the field again, looking at kickoff. Olajide on the return, bringing it out past the 35. And now the Poets and the Leopards going at it again. Said tensions were rising earlier after the Poets' unsportsmanlike conduct plays and the targeting by Lozado. Now it seems like almost every play there's a little bit of back and forth between both sides. Timeout call down on the field, and now Whittier, they're really hearing it. Head coach Mike Neal letting his team know what it takes to be competitive in this ball game without doing it in an ugly fashion. Neal addressing his team as a whole, and now players coming together, trying to get the defense, from what it looks like, rallied up. The Poets face a 23-point deficit, 7 minutes and 19 seconds before the halftime intermission here at Ortmeyer Stadium. Mario Martinez handed it off, but the Leopards defense all over that one. Jason Terry on the carry for the Poets. It's still Terry lined up next to Mario Martinez. Juan Estrada, the other Poets running back, not on the field. Martinez with a pass option to the far sideline. Able to pick up a few yards. Still not quite a first down conversion. 6 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the second quarter. 23-0 Leopards from Ortmeyer Stadium at the University of Laverne. It's the Leopards' homecoming game in search of their first win, as the Poets, without a win as well, trying to climb back before it gets too late. Leopards defense reading the Whittier offense. A low snap picked up by Martinez, and he'll run it himself. Takes a tough hit to the legs before reaching the 50. Brings it to fourth down, and Martinez figuring out whether or not his offense is going to stay on the field here and try to convert. Martinez successful enough to pick up the first down. 1st and 10 on their own 46. A flea flicker by the Poets. It ends up successful. A pass down to Jalen Jolly. Reeling it in from Tyson Tapley. Tapley on the flea flicker ended up looking to the near sidelines, and the Laverne defense not expecting it at all. Clock still ticking, under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Martinez and the Poets, after picking up a narrow first down, able to use a flea flicker to pick up some more momentum. The Leopards nearly jumping off sides there, able to avoid the false start. The Whittier rush is snuffed out quick. That flea flicker pass from Tapley to Jolly, good for 16 yards. Ball marked at the Laverne 39-yard line. 2nd down and 11 for Mario Martinez. Out there with Jason Terry, the running back. It'll be a pass play. Martinez looking over the middle. Pass made to Olajide and brought down in front of the 40. Three and a half left in the second quarter. 23-0 Leopards over the Poets. You're watching SkyYak football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. Both teams in search of their first win here tonight. The Poets trying to play spoiler to the Leopards' homecoming. Martinez sits the offense in motion. Pass, a short one over the middle. Laverne trying to bring down Jason Terry. Terry able to stay on his feet and break at least one tackle. Inching closer towards moving the chains, but not quite getting there. Here you see Martinez with the short pass over the middle. The Leopards trying to bring down Terry. Took a little more than just the average effort. And it looks like a timeout will be called with 2.5 remaining in the quarter.
Three.
Your homecoming royalty for 2022 at the University of Laverne, and now the Leopards leading over the Poets 23-0 from Ortmeyer Stadium. The Leopards a little over a half an hour remaining to hold off the Poets and pick up their first win. Whittier has struggled to overcome penalties and miscues so far today. 2 players already disqualified from competition because of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties and a targeting penalty. 2 integral parts of the Whittier defense, seniors for the Poets, disqualified from today's game and impacting the Poets negatively. Mario Martinez over the middle again, a slant route caught by Jalen Jolly, sustaining the tough tackle and maintaining the ball in his hands. Clock still ticking, closer and closer to the 2-minute mark. Whittier on that play was going for it on 4th and 8. They pick up the first down and now find themselves just a few yards out of the red zone. Martinez takes the snap, another pass toward the far sideline. A trio of Leopards swarming in to make the tackle.
The game is now delayed for Lightning.
Attention. Please exit.
And as we had just mentioned, inching closer towards halftime, the clock was ticking down toward 2 minutes. Now there will be a complete delay of game as it's been decided that lightning is too close to our surroundings.
A new lightning strike occurs in the area. The 30-minute clock will be.
It's a 30-minute delay of game.
Once the storm clears, we will announce the resumption
The
of
Poets have the ball with 2nd and 5, a little less than 2 minutes to play, facing a 23-point deficit. It's been all Leopards in the first half so far. Both teams getting a good halftime before the halftime. We'll see how the rest of this game is going to play out, whether this will be advantageous for either side. The Poets some time to recollect themselves. There you see the scoreboard, how things look from this point on. After the 30-minute suspension, we'll pick right back up where we're leaving off. Laverne playing well on both sides of the ball so far, treating the Leo faithful to a nice show so far, but now the fans in the stands wondering, well, what are we going to do for 30 minutes in the rain? So we'll take a 30-minute lightning delay. The Leopards leading 23-0 over the Poets. We'll be back to you from Ortmeyer Stadium in just about half an hour. You're watching Skyak Football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Salvate, lose graphic. Roll the PSA.
Rolling. It's a nurse. It's
St. Jude to come home and tell
should
us
I
the
go over there?
stories of all the children that she got to work with on a daily basis. We were taught and raised that we all exist here on this planet to benefit others. That's how my wife and I feel when we give to St. Jude every month. Our giving is right up there with our mortgage. That's the priority that we put on giving to St. Jude.
Well, after nearly an hour's worth of lightning delays, both teams are taking the field once again at Ortmeyer Stadium. It's Saturday, October 15th, right in the middle of spooky season, and we have a homecoming game set to continue on deck for you. The University of Laverne Leopards lead the Whittier College Poets 23-0 with 1 minute and 38 seconds left to play before the halftime. Kapena Kamakawawuli has had a big game for the special teams unit for the Leopards. Miguel Aguero Jr. connecting with several of his receiving options for a couple touchdowns. And the Leopards with their first comfortable lead so far in 2022. The first half of action was filled with a lot of Whittier miscues, penalties. Flags that costed a lot of yards for the Poets. You can see the scoreboard there. The Leopards with a comfortable 23-0 lead as both teams get prepared for the finishing seconds of this first half.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just about to recognize our good friend Bob Dyer, but if we've got any blanket award winners here, any of our blanket award winners, come on, join us down at the 50. We're moving forward with that presentation.
The Leopards started their scoring about halfway through the first quarter this evening. Kapena Kamakawawuli kicked a 30-yard field goal to get the scoring started. Nearly a minute later, a 21-yard pass from Miguel Aguero Jr. to Spencer Poole for Poole's first touchdown of the season, put the Leopards up 9-0. Nearly a minute and a half after that, a Laverne pick six courtesy of Chase Yanez. A 25-yard interception returned all the way to the house for Laverne to pile onto their score. At that point, it was 16-0, and then Andre Maldonado, the sophomore Leopards quarterback, QB snuck into the end zone for Laverne's last score. That came halfway through this second quarter. Now we're about 98 seconds from seeing another break in this game, the halftime intermission. Mentioned there were several different lightning delays. With each strike of lightning, we're having to wait 30 minutes to start this game back up again. A cool, chilly Saturday evening. It's wet on the turf here at Ortmeyer Stadium, but the clouds have cleared up a little bit. It's not as hazy, not as foggy. Now for this second half of the game that looms. There you see a shot of a real clear sky here overhead at Ortmeyer Stadium. Turning out to be a beautiful night for football. The Poets and the Leopards both in search of their first win this season, but Whittier with quite a bit of a ways to go, chasing by 23.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will please focus to the 50-yard line. We are about to recognize an incredible person representing the class of 1962, our beloved Bob Dyer. 1962 1963.
Bob Dyer is a blanket award-winning athlete, a board of trustee member, and one of the most steadfast, loyal Leos around. Hailing originally from Orange County, Bob recently recalled a memory of arriving on campus for the first time, walking around saying, "This is it. This is the place I want to be." Once he was here, Bob wasted no time establishing himself as a Leo for life. He was a dual sport athlete, playing both on the basketball court and the football field. He met his wife Sue here at Laverne, and they eventually planted their family's roots and made the city of Laverne their forever home. They currently reside at Hillcrest, amongst many other loyal Leos. And today, we are honored to recognize and thank Bob on the 50-yard line of the game he loves. After 35 years of his dulcet tones emanating from the press box, Bob handed over the mic as the announcer for Leopard football, marking this year as the culmination of Bob's magic as the voice of Laverne. To show our appreciation and affection, we are proud to present him with a special golden microphone. We will forever be grateful for Bob's generosity, enthusiasm, and love, affectionately remembering his reminder to us all: you can disagree with the officials, just don't tell anyone. Bob, thank you for picking the orange and green as your home team. Let's give a round of applause to the voice of Laverne, Bob Dyer.
And a beautiful ceremony there
And
for
now,
University of Laverne
ladies and
alumnus
gentlemen,
Bob Dyer.
We are proud to present our senior athlete blanket award-winning athletes from the years 2020, 2021, and 2022. Unfortunately, the rain scattered quite a few of them because we have 143. But the people we have now, please clap and show your appreciation for these amazing Leopards. During their 10-year competition, these incredible Leopards represented the university, the athletics department, and their teams with dignity, grace, and excellence. Dating back to the 1920s, the Blanket Award is a time-honored Laverne athletics tradition and celebrates eligible Leopard seniors who actively participated and positively contributed to their team for at least 3 years and/or earned high-level postseason recognition during their tenure. Historically, these amazing humans would have been recognized at the end of their senior years. However, due to the challenges of the COVID-19 global pandemic, Leopard Athletics was forced to pause the Blanket Award celebrations until today. Today, we are thrilled to announce these Leopards to this special one-of-a-kind on-field presentation as we have once again returned to this time-honored tradition. Leopards, thank you for positively contributing to our Leopard athletics history. Once again, our Senior Blanket Award winners, and Bob Dyer.
And that'll conclude the Bob Dyer ceremony. Interrupted it for a short minute right there in the middle. But Bob Dyer, University alumnus class of 1963, being recognized by the University of Laverne Sports Information Director. That was Jenna Panettiere giving that beautiful speech about the dual sport athlete Dyer, who shined on both the basketball court and the football field here at Ortmeyer Stadium. Dyer taking home a golden microphone as the voice of the Leos, celebrating his historic career here behind the microphone for the green and orange, where he found a home. You see there Dyer carrying a cased helmet in his hands, traveling along the Laverne sidelines. Dyer was celebrated alongside other Blanket Award winners, former student athletes here from the University of Laverne. The rain had scattered a few of them, as you heard Ms. Panettiere said, but those of them still here, still celebrated by the University of Laverne as we look to finally pick back up with the final minute and 38 seconds of this first half. Mario Martinez, the freshman quarterback, his first play back onto the field is a pass headed for the end zone, but bouncing short. We pick play back up with the score 23-0. The Leopards over the Poets. Martinez and company have the ball inside the red zone. 2nd down and 5 with 1:33 left in the half. Martinez with the running back Jason Terry next to him. A pair of receivers on both sides. Terry takes it out the middle, but is brought down quickly. The Poets have not done a great job of running the football so far today. Terry's 3rd carry there has not gained any yards downfield. As a matter of fact, 3 backs for the Poets, Jason Terry, Tyson Tapley, and Juan Estrada, all have been tackled for loss with no gain so far today. Flag thrown on the field.
Delay game, offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty remains, 4th down.
And so the Poets will move back from 4th and 2 on the 15 to 4th and 7 after letting the play clock dwindle all the way down. They'll take the penalty and try to convert on 4th down. 45 seconds and counting left in this first half of play. Martinez with Terry alongside him and a pair of receivers on both ends. He looks deep toward the end zone. He throws. And a spectacular catch by the Poets, brought down, touchdown Whittier. Mario Martinez, his first collegiate touchdown pass, a beauty into the corner pocket of the end zone, a beautiful catch by the Poets' Tyson Tapley. Tapley had been involved in this game earlier with a big flea flicker pass on a trick play. Now he brings down the Poets' first touchdown catch of the ball game, 23-6. As the Poets put up the point after attempt that goes down successful. Whittier able to crack the scoreboard with just under 30 seconds left to play in the first half. And you see the replay here. Martinez looking to that back left corner. Tapley up and over the Laverne defender. A little bit of Randy Moss treatment. Add that one to the highlight tape. 23-7. Laverne still leads. So the special teams for both squads now taking the field. Abel Cueva in the backfield looks like he might be the one to reel this kick return in. Correction, that's Devontae Johnson. Short kick. Was not picked up by Johnson. Taken toward the far sideline and brought down near the 40. "19 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We had an hour's worth of lightning delay earlier. Now we're about to face another 15-minute halftime intermission.
At this point.
And seemingly right on cue, I thought I wasn't the only one that saw another strike of lightning. These teams couldn't get this first half over with before the weather decided to, well, rain on this parade. So the officials announce another 30-minute delay of game because of lightning. Can't tell you how many different lightning strikes have interrupted this ball game, but now here at 7:25 with 20 seconds remaining in the half, this one seeming the most inconvenient after already picking up play. So the Poets came back out, scored a touchdown on the drive that they resumed on. A 20-yard pass from Mario Martinez to Tyson Tapley. Martinez's first collegiate touchdown pass brings the deficit to 16 as the Leopards lead over the Poets 23-7, and we'll see what these head coaches and the officials are converging on midfield for. There you see Coach Creek and Coach Neal alongside all 7 officials here. You've been watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. A homecoming game for the Leopards interrupted by rain and thunderstorms. Now looking at another 30-minute delay of game because of those lightning strikes. You saw Coach Neal motioning his team to go ahead and head back into the locker room. Coach Creek leading his team in the opposite direction. Both of these squads just hoping to finish the first half with what little time was remaining on the clock will be interrupted once again 20 seconds before halftime with the score at 23-7. Stay tuned with us for our next start time to pick back up at 7:55. You're watching SCIAC football between the Leopards and the Poets here on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
The zip code you're born into can determine your future. Your school, your job, your dreams, your problems. But at the Y, we create opportunities for everyone, no matter who you are or where you're from. For a better us, support your local Y today.
Welcome back to Ortmeyer Stadium at the University of Laverne. It's the Leopards homecoming football game against the traveling Whittier College Poets. We've been faced with several lightning delays. One that started around 6:30 that lasted for about an hour. We played about 60 seconds of the 90 that were remaining on the clock, and we still got stuck in another lightning delay short after. We are returning to you from another 45-minute break about. It's 8:23 with play set to resume. 19 seconds left on the game clock for the first half. The Leopards lead the Poets 23-7. They scored 16 points in the first quarter, followed by a second quarter quarterback sneak touchdown from Andre Maldonado. 23 points compared to Whittier's 7. The Poets didn't get on the board until Mario Martinez, the freshman, threw his first collegiate touchdown, a 20-yard connection to Tyson Tapley. That score came with 28 seconds remaining in the half. The Leopards returned the kickoff, and then we hit another lightning delay. So now we're just about ready to go. All the extra people clearing off the field as we get ready to resume the final seconds of this first half. Still a somewhat healthy crowd here at Ortmeyer Stadium. Miguel Aguero Jr. set, ready to take the snap. Kyle Bandy behind him. Aguero with a quartet of receivers, steps up in the pocket, connects with his tight end, Arturo Herrera, brought down near the far sideline in front of the 50-yard line.
First down, Leopard.
11 seconds on the clock, 23-7 the score. Leopards able to move the chain with that pass. It's 1st and 10 on the Whittier 38. Down to the last couple plays of the half. Laverne looking to perhaps pile on just a little bit more as the quarter finishes. Aguero, a long pass downfield, intended for Spencer Poole. You saw the defender put a hand on Poole's back, but no flag thrown on the play. First half was a bit messy for both sides. Plenty of penalties for each club. Whittier had two strong defensive players to watch ejected from this game. In the first half, Enrique Santana, the senior linebacker, one of the team's leading tacklers, disqualified from competition for 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. And senior defensive back Isaiah Lazaro from Camarillo, California, a targeting penalty on the Leopards receiver Ethan Medeiros that saw him exit the game. Last play of the half, Aguero trying to stay on his feet. Poets pass rush was able to get to him. Aguero will throw a bomb down the field. Tipped by Ethan Medeiros, and the ball lands on the turf. That marks the end of the first half. This game started at 5 o'clock this evening. 3.5 hours later, nearly, we are through one complete half. Halftime intermission will be a shorter break than the standard 15 minutes. Normally on a night like this, a homecoming celebration, the University of Laverne would pull out all the stops to put on a show for the hometown crowd. Instead, Sports Information Director Jenna Panettiere and company put on a show for Bob Dyer, class of 63 alumnus here at the university. So we'll have a shorter halftime, getting ready to go in the third quarter now from Ortmeyer. The score 23-7 after the first 30 minutes are through, as both teams look to take the field again. The Leopards began the ball game kicking off to the Poets, so flip-flop that now, and you have the Poets kicking off to the Leopards. Devontae Johnson in the backfield with Jacob Fimbres hoping to return the kick. Kick is short before Johnson. Received near the far sideline, brought up about 10 yards before being brought down. At the end of the first half, the Leopards had picked up 9 first downs compared to Whittier's 7. Laverne and Whittier both perfect on their fourth down efficiency so far. Whittier has tried to convert on 2 fourth down plays and have successfully. Laverne 1 for 1 in their opportunities. The Leopards with a run play. Abel Cueva able to take it up the middle to the left and pick up a few yards. Cueva up till that carry had 4 attempts, good for 33 yards, has been averaging a little over 8 yards per carry, has the longest Laverne run of the night at 23 yards. Miguel Aguero Jr. still on the sideline for this snap. Andre Maldonado calling for it. Cueva takes it, and it's a rush back up the middle. This time, Cueva able to pick up the first down. A strong carry by the sophomore running back. Cueva 5'9", 180. Him and Bandy marching downfield like 2 big semis. Maldonado in at the quarterback position again, calls for the snap, and it's Cueva who takes it. Laverne playing aggressive on the offensive end of the ball, trying to use the run game to move the chains. Both teams converging here at Ortmeyer Stadium on this Saturday evening, winless in 2022. If things hold up, Laverne is in line for their first win of the season. 0-5 on the year, 0-2 in conference. The Poets 0-4, 0-1 in Skyac. Aguero Jr. back in at quarterback, sets the offense in motion and hands it off to Jacob Fimbris. The Leopards grad student picks up a few yards but is still short of the first down. (23-7), 12 minutes, 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Ball is marked at the 36-yard line in Poets territory, 3rd down and 3. Arturo Herrera set in motion. Play designed for Herrera to block. Handoff to Fimbris, who picks up the first down up the middle. So using the duo of Cueva and Fimbris, Coach Creek and the Leopards pick up the first down. Clock still ticking, just under 12 minutes now. Aguero and Fimbris still teaming up behind the line. Another handoff to the grad student. Fimbris trying to scramble and stay on his feet, but brought down behind the 30. And Fimbris still on the ground. Needs to be lifted up by his teammates. A couple of plays there. Fimbris still kind of clutching on to his midsection. Perhaps took a tough hit, getting swallowed up there in the middle. Kyle Bandy replaces Fimbris back out on the field in the running back position. A duo of receivers on both sides of Aguero Jr. The senior has thrown for 120 yards today, and he'll step back in the pocket looking for a bit more. Has some time and connects with Spencer Poole over the middle for a catch.
Completion to number 0. Poorly on the field is incomplete pass.
And despite Poole leaving his feet, sliding to make the catch, he's arguing with both officials near the play right now, trying to figure out whether or not he brought that ball down. It looked like a clean catch. Couldn't tell if any of Poole's joints had hit the ground before he caught the ball. Hoping to take another look at that catch. You see Aguero here throw a dot to Poole. It's a bit low, and Poole sliding makes the catch. It's just a question of whether or not his knees had hit the ground before reeling it all the way in, and it looks like his knee, in fact, did hit the ground before. So an incomplete pass, 3rd and 10 from the 30. Pass rush by the Poets. Aguero dancing to his right, finds his target. Medeiros makes the catch. Interesting to see if this is the first down. Reeled it in near the 20-yard line, and sure enough, good enough to move the chains. First down and 10 from the 20. 10 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. A big play by the Leopards there after getting cut short of the first down. Ruled an incomplete catch on that throw from Aguero to Poole. This time Aguero beating the pass rush to his right, finding Medeiros in open territory and completing the pass for the first down. This time, Laverne will run the ball, handing it off to sophomore Kyle Bandy. Bandy just trucking through everyone, marching his way into red zone territory, almost crossing into the end zone. Brought it all the way inside the 5. A big play for the running back Bandy. You see Bandy there, cut to his right, break one tackle, almost break another, staying on his feet into the 5-yard line and out of bounds. First and goal from the 5. Laverne has already scored more points tonight than they had in any other game so far this season. Now knocking on the door for more And a flag is thrown immediately after the snap.
False start, offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Senior left tackle Trent Mondini flagged for the false start. 5-yard penalty cost the Leopards a little bit of yardage, still inside the red zone at the 10. A redo first down, still first and goal. And the clock still ticking. Closer and closer to 9 minutes, a 16-point differential between the Leopards and the Poets. Aguero hands off to Bandy, who goes right again. This time, the Whittier defense follows him and swallows him up. Second down and 10, no pickup on the play. Poole and Medeiros line up on the left of Aguero. Another receiver to his right. Looks like Jonathan Torres. Aguero will take it and drop back. Passes it to the tight end, Arturo Herrera Caballero, and Caballero trips into the end zone. Touchdown, Laverne. Arturo Herrera with the connection from Miguel Aguero Jr. The Leopards with another passing touchdown tonight. Aguero throwing more tonight than in any other game of his collegiate career so far. That's 2 passing touchdowns for the senior. The point after attempt from Kamakawawuli is good. Another 7 added to the scoreboard. The Leopards lead 30-7, almost halfway through this third quarter.
Extra point is good by number 83, Sabina.
So the Leopards a 30-7 lead. It all started with a Kamakawawuli field goal in the first quarter. The Leopards managed to score 2 touchdowns in the succeeding 2 minutes. A 21-yard pass to Spencer Poole from Aguero Jr. put the Leopards up 9-0. An unsuccessful point after kept the score there. They padded their lead by another 7 points when Chase Yanez returned an interception for a touchdown. A 25-yard interception return made the score 16-0. Laverne had piled on one more touchdown, a rush from sophomore quarterback Andre Maldonado. That made the score 23-0. Before we got to our first lightning delay, Kamakawawuli with the kickoff, a good one. Strong, past the 10. Caught by Olajide, and Olajide is just marching down the field with no contest. Able to make it past the 50. Olajide just storming down the field with no one to stop him. What a big play for the Poets after just allowing a touchdown immediately after. The Poets kick returner, who's been having a big game all night, returning Kamakawawuli's kickoffs, able to march downfield past the 50 and put the Poets in good field position. Both teams amidst their own huddles here as Coach Chris Creek is walking over to the Whittier College sidelines. Can't tell what's being discussed in this moment of time. Taking a closer look, it looks like someone's down on the Whittier sideline. And so trainers and Coach Crick tending to the Leopard down on the field. up on his own feet. Tough glimpse at who took the hit.
Oh, no, yeah, I saw you sprint up.
He's out. He's above 24.
Thankfully, it looks like everyone is just about okay. Looked like it might have been Nathan Roble Cristobal there. Regardless, the Poets pick up with the football. Under 8 minutes to play now in the third quarter, almost halfway through this period. 2nd down and 5 with the ball on Laverne's own 40. Mario Martinez, the freshman, making his first collegiate start, trying to put more points on the board for Whittier. He's already thrown his first collegiate touchdown. Now he hands off to his senior running back, picking up the first down and a bit more yards. A strong carry for Whittier by junior Juan Estrada. Estrada hadn't got much action since the start of the second half. Only his 3rd carry. His longest before that for 8 yards. That one more than that. 1st and 10 now with the ball on Laverne's 30. That rush from Estrada, 10 yards, as now he's brought down, swallowed up by the Laverne D-line. Six minutes, 40 seconds, 30-7, the Leopards lead. Martinez alongside Estrada, takes the snap and drops back, looking for a pass to his left. He finds Olajide, brought down by a trio of Leopards. The completion moves the chains. First down awarded to the Poets. See the replay here. Olajide catching it in traffic and holding on to the ball, picking up the first down. Just inside the red zone are the Poets, handing it off to Estrada, who tries to find a hole on the right, but can't. It was 1st and 10 from the 18. Arguably a small gain there by Estrada. Clock still ticking with under 6 minutes to play now as Martinez returns into the huddle. Second down and 7. Ball spotted on the 15-yard line. Looked like it might have been a false start there. Looked like some miscommunication along the Poets' offensive line. A quick lag between the snap. We'll see what the officials rule.
Offsides with contact, defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
And so it's Laverne who jumps the gun. Offsides penalty gives the Poets a little bit more room, closer to the end zone. Still in great field goal position if they can't bring this drive to fruition. Clock still ticking, 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third. Martinez, a quartet of receivers, a pair on both sides. He'll drop back with protection and look over the middle. Pass is complete. A nifty catch there by Jalen Jolly. Jolly, the premier target for the Poets, has been making every catch he needs to all night long. That's his sixth catch of the evening. Has been targeted all night long. Has picked up more than 60 yards. still looking to score a touchdown here, though. They've already got one from Martinez to Tapley. Now the freshman quarterback will hand it off to Estrada, and Estrada finds the end zone. Touchdown, Poets. So the first half of action, the Leopards were running the show. Now here in this second half, Whittier trying to make something of themselves, scoring a touchdown just before the halftime intermission. Now they put points on the board here in the third quarter. 30-13 as the Poets are out there for the point after attempt. It's a fake. They'll go for a 2-point conversion. The pass is short. It looked like it might have short hopped the receiver. Ball was still brought in, but incomplete pass. The snap was good. The defense was fooled. The pass was where things went wrong. Here you see the rushing touchdown by junior rushing back Juan Estrada. The Poets' 200-pound back making easy work into the end zone. 13-30 after the failed 2-point conversion. The Leopards still a healthy lead, having scored more this game than any other game in this early 2022 season. The Leopards are playing their 6th game of the year tonight. After this week, they travel to Redlands next Saturday evening. Then the weekend after that, the 29th, they play at Cal Lutheran at 7 o'clock. And the Leopards will close out the year at home here at Ortmeyer with an afternoon game against Chapman. Kickoff return is brought down just in front of the 40-yard line. The Leopards making somewhat good position off the return. 4.5 minutes left in the third. A 17-point differential on the scoreboard. If you're still with us, thank you for tuning in. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television. You've been with us through 2 different rain delays, a shortened halftime, 2 players from the Whittier side being disqualified from the competition. It's been an eventful homecoming evening here at Ortmeyer. There you see the scoreboard here at the stadium, 30-13 with the clock ticking closer toward 4 minutes left. Still have another 15-minute quarter to play after this, as the stands here at Ortmeyer are filled to about 50% capacity. There's others looming behind the field goal post on the south side of the stadium. Rush play up the middle and a prolonged tackle. Not a very big gain there for the Leopards. Mentioned the Leopards will have 3 games after this matchup against Whittier. Whittier has their homecoming weekend next weekend against Chapman, an afternoon game at 1 o'clock. They play back-to-back home games, taking on Claremont Mudd Scripps after that. Then traveling on the road to finish up their season with Pomona Pitzer and Redlands. One of these teams looking to come out with their first victory of the season tonight. The Leopards, if they can hang on, will do so, up 30-13. Scoring 23 points in the first half, 1 touchdown here in the third. Looking to add to more with Aguero Jr. taking the snaps. The Leopards are set up with 2 running backs. It's Maldonado in for this play, looking to sneak it through the middle once again. Coach Crick and the Leopards have used that play several times today. Maldonado with only a couple yards to pick up the first, using his legs to do so, carrying the ball himself. He picks up the first down. Now it'll be 1st and 10 on the Whittier 45. So back into enemy territory, the Leopards go. They've done a good job of keeping the ball there all night, creating pressure on the Whittier defense. The Whittier defense losing 2 of their premier seniors, playing with reserves and trying to keep the Leopards at bay. Kyle Bandy just mowing through the Poets defensive line, scratching and itching for more yards, staying on his feet and diving near the 36. A couple yards short of that marker. Ball is down at the Whittier 38. Now Aguero Jr. back in the ballgame at the quarterback. Has Bandy behind him. 2 receivers on each side. Aguero hands it off to the sophomore running back, but Bandy gets stuffed. Sometimes you swing and miss. Bandy there not picking up anything. In fact, losing 2 yards. Ball now down at the 40. 3rd down and 5. 45 seconds left in the quarter. So the pace of play moving pretty quick. We've had to deal with several different delays, about an hour and a half's worth of time on pause. Now we're close to the conclusion of the 3rd quarter. 2 flags thrown early after the snap. Aguero Jr. looking all the way downfield into the end zone for Medeiros, but the Leopards receiver unable to reel it in. He's arguing there was a little bit of pass interference on the play, but
Offsides, defense, number 53. 5-yard penalty that will result in a 1st down.
that takes care of anything that Medeiros had been asking for. Penalty against Whittier. Something they've struggled with all night, allowing the Leopards to take advantage of better field position. It was 3rd down and 5 from the 40. A 5-yard penalty puts it now at the 35 as the Leopards try to figure out how to go about these last couple plays here in the quarter. A comfortable 17-point lead for Aguero Jr., Coach Creek, and the Leopards, with dual running backs in formation. Aguero this time. And well, actually, sure enough, it is Andre Maldonado with the quarterback carry. So utilizing the sophomore Maldonado to his complete and full ability. His legs have scored the Leopards a touchdown in this game. That was back in the first half. He's picked up multiple first downs here in the second half. We're at the end of the third quarter. The University of Laverne Leopards 30, Whittier College Poets 13. You're watching SCIAC football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.
Knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
About set to take on this fourth quarter here at Ortmeyer. 4 hours from the start of the ball game. Kickoff happened at 5 o'clock sharp this evening, having dealt with a pair of lightning delays, a short halftime, a ceremony for University of Laverne alumnus Bob Dyer, and 3 quarters of football. We've made it here to the fourth and final quarter, the last 15 minutes of this Saturday evening action. Miguel Aguero Jr. and the Leopards. A pitch here to Abel Cueva, picking up a few yards. Was about to mention the Leopards with that 17-point lead you see over the Poets, having scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, kicking a field goal as well, and then a touchdown in both the second and third quarters as well. Aguero Jr. on the evening, 10 for 16 passing, 139 yards with a passing touchdown. Andre Maldonado, a rushing touchdown of 2 yards as Aguero hands off to Bandy, and Bandy gets stuck at the line. Both sophomore running backs, Cueva and Bandy, have been integral in this ballgame for the Leopards. 62 yards picked up by Cueva, just over 30 now for Bandy. Cueva averaging about 7 per carry, his 23-yard run, the longest of the game on either side. Bandy, a 15-yard run, his longest, averaging just under 4 yards per carry. It's Bandy set up behind Aguero, 2 receivers on each side. He looks deep into the end zone. A tough play for the Leopards receiver, unable to come down with it. Pass intended for Jonathan Torres. And Torres took a stumble back there on the track. That's a different surface than taking a slide and a spill on this turf. Hurts different. Not like the turf hurts any less. 13.5 left to play for Mortmeyer. 30-13 the score. Bandy, the running back, out there with Poole and Medeiros to Aguero's left. 1 receiver to his right. He drops back, trying to avoid the pass rush. Finds an open target. And several different poets. A quartet of them, 4 different poets coming in to make the tackle.
First down and 10, Whittier.
So going for it on 4th down and 3. The Leopards can't pick it up. The Poets are stoked about it. The sideline with a bit of energy, perhaps wishing for a momentum swing. They'll take over on the 21-yard line. First down and 10, 13-24 left to play in the game. As there you see the Leopards defense come back out. Freshman Mario Martinez at quarterback for the Poets. Puts the offense in motion. Now has 3 receivers to his left, but he'll hand it off. Trying to take it over the middle. But not much happening. Jason Terry with the carry for the Poets. Can get used to saying that. A pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6, just under 13 minutes to play. Martinez looking to pass to his left. He connects with his target, brought down before the first down marker. Catch brought in by junior receiver Jalen Jolly. Taking a look at the Poets receiver stats, Jolly now 7 catches for more than 65 yards. The next Poet in line with catches this game would be Tyson Tapley. Tapley, as you remember, caught that first touchdown for the Poets in the corner of the end zone in the first half. That was right before halftime. Poets play will move the chains there. Now under 12 minutes to play. 1st and 10 with the ball marked at the 40. First down and 10. Martinez, 2 receivers on each side. Terry, the running back. It'll be Martinez hanging on to it, and he's swallowed up by the Laverne defense, sacked by the defensive line.
Wrapped up by number 57,
Delonte Moore with the tackle. 2nd down and 9 from the 37. Leopards defense looking for another stop, trying to keep the Poets at bay and prevent them from inching closer. Jason Terry has other plans, picking up the 1st down and more, moving into Leopards territory. And the chains will move again on back-to-back plays. Here you see the junior Terry, a wide open hole on the right side. It's a far sideline if you're watching on the screen. Stepping out of bounds. Clock still ticking, 10.5 left to play. Poets trying to figure out their offensive scheme. Now the huddle breaks. Martinez and Terry in the backfield. The freshman quarterback sets the offense in motion and takes the snap. Drops back and looks over the middle. A risky pass, nearly picked off by Derek Guzman of the Leopards. Instead, Guzman overthrew just slightly, incomplete pass. It's been an eventful homecoming night celebration for the Leopards. A rainy evening, it was cloudy and real gloomy to start this ball game. Rain didn't really start coming down heavily till near the halftime break. Then at that point in time, we paused to take a nearly hour-long lightning delay. Returned to play for about 60 seconds, and a tip pass ruled the loose ball picked up by the Leopards. Big play by the Laverne defense. Martinez got the ball out of his hands, was looking to complete a short pass to his left, but it was blocked, broken up by the Leopards defensive line. A nifty play there, great display of athleticism. You see Martinez look for the pass, and was that Derek Guzman getting right in the middle of it? Jolly is able to get to the ball first and pick it up.
For its 3rd down.
So a big play by the Laverne defense there, picking up a big stop. 3rd down and 10 on the Laverne 45-yard line. Three receivers to Martinez's left, one to his right. Jason Terry providing pass protection. The Leopards pass rushing, trying to get to Martinez, but he's able to skip away past the defender. Able to break 2 tackles and march onward close to the red zone, but brought down near the 25. Mario Martinez muscling his way through for the 1st down and more, puts his Poets in great position. Now they're knocking on the door for more points. You see there breaking 1 tackle, staying on his feet, eyeballing the 2 defenders right in front of him and challenging them head on. Still picking up a few yards after contact. Good play there by the freshman quarterback. Taking advantage of the minutes he gets to play here against the Leopards. Both teams looking for their first win after tonight's conclusion. Leopards are in line to pick it up as Martinez throws short. A bit of commotion going on near the 45-yard line. Correction, 35-yard line, pardon me. Both teams have been playing with lots of intensity and emotion. Tensions rising throughout the night. Mentioned those 2 senior members of the Poets secondary disqualified from tonight's game. One for targeting, the other for unsportsmanlike conduct violations. Whatever edge you can bring, right? Trying to topple your opponent. Martinez takes the snap and hands it off to Terry. Terry only takes 1 step before being brought down.
Tackle by number 28, Oscar Montenegro.
Sophomore Oscar Montenegro with the tackle there, fired up after limiting Terry to close to nothing. second down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Just under 8.5 minutes left to play here at Ortmeyer. 30-13, the Leopards lead, trying to keep the Poets at bay. Martinez over the middle, almost picked off again. The freshman quarterback for Whittier making risky pass after risky pass, not exactly threading the needle. Pass looked more intended for the Laverne defense than a Poet wideout. And a injury timeout. One of the Leopards' pass rushers looks to be clutching onto his hand.
God damn. That shit hurt my ears.
30-13 the score, just over 8 minutes left to play from Ortmeyer Stadium. Miguel Aguero Jr. leading the Leopards into Poet territory all night, and now trying to hang on to a 17-point lead. As Delonte Moore, the sophomore defensive tackle, heads off toward the sidelines with the athletic trainer. Moore had been making big stops all night on defense for the Leopards. We'll see how long he's out for. Leopards can't afford to give the Poets just a little bit, but not too much. Still plenty of time on the clock for Whittier to make something happen, but Laverne hoping to snuff out that effort. 2 flags thrown on the play. From my point of view,
Prior
it
to
looked
snap,
like
false start,
the
31,
Leopards.
offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
And well, don't trust my judgment. I thought the Leopards had jumped the gun, but the violation comes against Jason Terry. False start. Cost the Poets again. After making their way inside the 30-yard line, now they're brought back to 4th and 11 at the 33. Poets have converted on 4th down twice tonight. They look to make it a perfect 3 for 3 here. It'll be a pass play. Martinez dropping back and looking left. 2 flags being thrown, likely a pass interference against the University of Laverne. Some words being exchanged between the intended target and the Leopards' defensive backs. Pass was intended for Tyson Tapley.
Pass interference.
The sophomore
Defense,
couldn't
number
bring it
6.
down.
15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So the penalty goes against Laverne, awards the Poets 15 yards on the play. That marks the ball at the 18-yard line inside the red zone for Whittier College. Trying to close that gap here in the 4th. Martinez, the snap, tries to get it off quick into the end zone and finds his target. Touchdown, Whittier. Aguero had all the time in the world, found Sean Aldana wide open, beating his defender into the end zone. All Aldana had to do was track it into his hands and make sure he was in bounds. Touchdown for the Poets makes it 30-19. A successful point after cuts the deficit to only 10. The point after attempt is up and good through the uprights. 10-point game here from Ortmeyer Stadium after the Poets touchdown. You see here Martinez finding Aldana. Aldana putting the burners on and beating the Laverne secondary. 10-point game, 8 minutes left here in the 4th. Still plenty of time. Laverne needs to eat a chunk of it off the clock. Try to keep the ball out of the Poets' hands and maintain a two-possession lead rather, over their conference rivals. A reminder, both these teams hunting for their first win this 2022 season. The Leopards still in line to carry that out with the lead by 10, but the Poets getting hotter here in the second half, have momentum swinging their way just a little bit. Most of the Poets' kickoffs tonight have been short. This one is no exception. Fielded in front of the 20-yard line by Jacob Fimbres. Changing directions, going from near sideline to far sideline, swinging it and getting in front of midfield past the 50. 2 flags are thrown. We mentioned the tensions have been high all night, and that play altogether was no exception.
Personal foul, blindside block, receiving team number 43. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Thought that was grad student Jacob Fimbres on the kickoff return. Instead, it's the sophomore Micah Williams. You see Williams there run into traffic, completely change directions, and just see himself turn on the burners too, get past most of the Poets defense before crossing the 50-yard line, and there you see the flags thrown after a bit of physicality. Play's been like that all night. Ball marked at the 37 here with under 8 minutes to play from Ortmeyer. 1st and 10 for Aguero Jr. and the Leopards. Cueva set up as one of the receivers put in motion, and it's a pitch to the sophomore running back. Able to pick up just a couple in front of the line of scrimmage. That pass from Mario Martinez to Sean Aldana, an 18-yard connection. That's the Poets' 3rd touchdown of the night. They have not scored as many points this season in any game as they have tonight. That's a fact for both teams. The Leopards with 30, the Poets with 20, having a season high in points scored. Aguero sets Bandy in motion, a screen pass. Bandy catches it and has room to move. Breaking tackles near the near sideline, getting a couple of good blocks from the Leopards receivers. Good work there altogether as an offensive unit. Bandy taking advantage of a rare reception, picking up more than a first down. Laverne still figuring out the offense, taking their time with the clock running. 10 seconds to get a play off as the play clock dwindles down to 5. Now Aguero sets the offense in motion again. Another pitch to Cueva, this time moving the opposite way. Cueva left his feet, it looked like, in hopes to try to hurdle a player, but couldn't get up that far. Brought down near the 45. For Cueva, that's his 11th carry, inching closer towards 70 total yards on the evening, still averaging 6.5 per carry. Getting a lot of work done on the ground for the Leopards to put them in better field position. Now it's Bandy, the running back, out there as he takes the snap and rushes inside, brought down after a gain of another few yards in front of the 45, this time in Poets territory. Leopards utilizing the run game to drain the clock of as much time as possible. This is a 2-possession game. The Leopards up by 10. Trying to go about their game plan, though, and play a little bit of keep away as this 4th quarter starts to come to a close. Pass complete there to Ethan Medeiros. Medeiros brought down by a pair of Poets. Now 5 minutes left in this ball game. So the Leopards shift their offense around. Spencer Poole joining the huddle. Kyle Bandy still in at running back. A trio of receivers out there for the senior quarterback. Torres to his right. Bandy now in motion. Gets handed the ball for a carry up the middle, but the sophomore running back stopped early once again. The life of a running back, huh? Doing all the dirty work, handed the ball play after play for really just to run right into the defense. Occasionally finding a hole, but getting right back up to do it again, play after play. Kyle Bandy has been so clutch for these Leopards in their successful drives. Still out there as the running back. A quartet of receivers out there now for Aguero. A pass play up the middle. Perhaps Aguero getting rid of it a little bit too soon. Ethan Medeiros, the intended target. Ball deflected off his hands, and you can tell the Leopards wideout a bit frustrated with himself. Still a tough catch to make coming off a slant route up the middle, knowing you're running into traffic yourself. If you catch the ball, you're likely to get hit almost immediately. Medeiros tried to reel it in with one hand. And you can see just the bar he's set for himself. He expects to reel it in. Frustrated after not coming down with it. 3:47 after the incomplete pass. Aguero takes the snap, drops back looking for another pass option. Stepping up and finding a target, connecting with him. We'll see if that's enough for the first down. Timeout called by the Poets. Coach Neal
timeout of the half.
With his first charge timeout of the half, coming with 3 minutes and 37 seconds left in the ball game. 4th down and 1 with the ball on the Poets' 26-yard line for the Leopards. This could be their last scoring opportunity, perhaps. The Poets' offense needing to work real quickly if they end up with the ball after this play. It's been a wild homecoming celebration. Can't reiterate enough the delays we've been through. The lightning delay just pushing this game back 30 minutes after each lightning strike. We finally made it here into the final few minutes of this fourth quarter. The Leopards ahead by 10 on their homecoming game against the visiting Whittier College Poets. If they can hang on, they will grasp their first win of the season before moving on to next week's contest. Maldonado in for the snap here. Another quarterback carry, able to get past the defensive line, and what do you know, move the chains for the University of Laverne. Although Maldonado hasn't thrown the ball at all tonight, he's done his job every single time he's been asked. That's at least the second first down he's picked up from 4th and few. He had a two-yard rushing touchdown earlier in the game. Now stays in at the quarterback position with Bandy and Cueva set up alongside him. Dual running backs as Cueva takes the snap. He rushes it to the far sideline and is spun around and brought down near that far side. Another timeout taken, this one by Whittier again. 20 seconds, just one play after the last one. Coach Neal trying to reset his Poets here in the final minutes. We're now under the 3-minute mark, 2:56 it says on the scoreboard. Whittier with one timeout remaining. Laverne still with all three, trying to put the finishing touches on what's been a good football game played by the Leopards. It's taken them 5 contests up to this point, but matching up against Whittier for their homecoming celebration couldn't have come at a better time. The Leopards in the dire need of a momentum swing for their season, likely to pick up their first win now in the next few minutes. Aguero Jr. has led the charge for the Leopards, completing 14 of 22 passes for nearly 170 yards. A passing touchdown that was caught by Spencer Poole. And then another one later in the game to tight end Arturo Herrera. So a career high in touchdowns per game for the senior quarterback. Hands the ball off to Kyle Bandy there, who picks up another few yards.
Timeout, Whittier. The third and final timeout of the half.
And so there is Whittier's final timeout. You heard the referee say 3 consecutive timeouts after back-to-back-to-back plays. The Leopards still marching on downfield, have gotten to the red zone once again. They've provided pressure, or applied pressure, I should say, to this Whittier defense all night. Looking to crack the scoreboard one last time. Laverne still has all 3 of their timeouts, likely to let Whittier just play the rest of the ball game out once they take over. But until then, it's 3rd and 3 with the ball on the 13, under 13 minutes to play, and the Leopards with their foot on the gas looking for more. Kyle Bandy, who has 11 carries for just about 40 yards, still in at the running back position. A pair of receivers on both sides of Aguero, but a flag is thrown immediately after the snap. Pass is caught in the end zone by Ethan Medeiros. What would be a touchdown will now have to await
Offsides, defense. That penalty decline, the results of the play is a touchdown.
And so the Whittier offsides violation will not matter. Another touchdown thrown by Aguero Jr., this time reeled in by Ethan Medeiros, his 3rd touchdown catch of the season. He leads all Leopards receivers, and the score improves for Laverne, 36-20. Kapena Kamakawawuli out there for another point after attempt. Up and through the uprights, 37-20, a 17-point game. And Whittier just about out of it now. Aguero Jr. calling for the snap. A bit of confusion you could see on both sides. Abel Cueva was wide open in the end zone as well, so if Aguero couldn't find Medeiros, there were 2 targets at least wide open in the end zone. It's the senior, number 14, who comes down with it, his 3rd of the season. 37-20. There you see 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here from Ortmeyer. It's been a long Saturday night, but a fun one for the Leo faithful. You see still plenty of people in the stands waiting till this game is completely over. Trying to finish it through. No more rain coming down, and I think everybody in this vicinity has been praying no more lightning. So Kamakawawuli will kick off. A bit of a shorter one for what he's produced so far tonight. Brought down by Jalen Jolly, and Jolly takes it near the far sideline but gets brought down early, stopped by the Laverne defense. Antonio Cuevas, his first tackle of the evening. Two minutes, 34 seconds on the clock. Freshman Mario Martinez started this game for the Poets at the quarterback position. His first collegiate start, threw his first 2 touchdowns as a collegiate quarterback here at Ortmeyer Stadium, a night he'll arguably remember for a long, long time. A night overall that the Poets would probably like to forget, at least their secondary, having 2 seniors disqualified from the game in the first half. Martinez is still out there, guns a-blazing, 4 wide receivers laid out for him. He connects on a short pass. Second down. Jolly with another catch for the Poets. I think I might have brought a broadcaster's jinx to the weather. It's raining again. Thankfully, we're in the last couple minutes trying to avoid lightning. Likely, if there's another lightning strike, that this game will be just called before there's another delay, especially considering we're now within the 2-minute mark. What an evening. Just when you think you're out of the water. Literally, you're not. Pass is dropped there. Doesn't get much easier to bring one in than that. Tapley was wide open. Martinez found him almost immediately. The sophomore just butterfingers. Maybe it's the rain. Who knows? All of a sudden, conditions change a little bit. Game gets a little bit harder. 37-20, a minute 43 on the clock. Yeah, you can just see the rain coming down. Pass is caught near the 40 and brought down. Whittier has no timeouts. I just saw a lightning strike. Officials have not said anything. Looks like they're trying to get this game completely through and over with before we have to take another break. Martinez and the Poets offense still trying to march downfield. Pass is complete to near the far sideline, but a flag is thrown. Rain is really starting to come down now. We went through most of this second half without dealing with any rain. We got to the end of the first half, a minute and 30 seconds remaining in that first half, and then we got, well, for lack of a better word, screwed by the weather then. A lightning strike put us on delay for an hour before we played another 60 seconds before another 30-minute break. Now, just trying to finish this final about 75 seconds before the game is called. Another lightning strike, and you hear the oohs and ahs throughout the stadium. People now starting to file out as the game looks about over. Pass over the middle to Jolly, and well, the Martinez-Jolly connection really just won't stop tonight. Getting their work in as much as possible here. Clock still ticking. About a minute left to play. And the Laverne sideline is amped up. Pass over the middle is intercepted. Freshman Mario Martinez couldn't find an open target unless you're listing one in an orange uniform. The Leopards, their second interception of the night, force a Whittier turnover. And that should just about
pass interference, defense, number 26. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
On a play that looked like the exclamation point for this homecoming game against the Poets, turned sour. Penalty against the Leopards awards the Poets another chance. 51 seconds on the clock. Rain still coming down. Lightning still imminent, but not affecting this officiating crew. They've had enough with the breaks tonight. Freshman Martinez. This time the pass is intercepted. No flag on this play. Deflected out of a Poet's hands and into the hands of the defender. Taking it all the way home. Pick six. Touchdown Leopards. Ball never lies, and sure enough, after what would have been the exclamation point, Mario Martinez finds an open target. This time the target can't bring it in. Pass is deflected in and out of the Poets' hands. The Leopards come up with the interception, and well, look at the run. Just watch. Home free, another pick six, 43-20. More lightning striking down here on the field, and well, the officiating crew seems like they've just had about enough of it.
The results of the play is a touchdown. If a personal foul against the original offensive team, that penalty may decline. After the play is over, Personal foul, number 4 of the intercepting team. That penalty to be assessed on the kickoff.
So the Leopards with 2 pick sixes tonight. That one coming courtesy of sophomore cornerback Artis Orange II. Earlier in the first half, the Leopards, Chase Yanez had picked off Martinez. So 2 big touchdowns on the other side of the ball for Laverne. Well, that lightning strike, you probably can't see that at home, but from my seat here, that was about the best one of the night. It's coming right there from that direction on your screen behind the uprights. And, well, now that it's for real, the lightning just won't stop. The rain won't stop. Both coaches coming across from their respective sidelines to shake hands. And that should do it here from Ortmeyer Stadium. A night ridden with lightning delays, rainfall, disqualifications from the game.
Laverne is
all
the
in
winner of the
all,
game.
at the end of the night, Laverne takes home the
Final
W,
score.
43-20.
University of Laverne, 43. Whittier, 20.
And it's a party in the rain under the lights for the Leopards. Both sides shaking hands at midfield, but the Leos picking up their first win of the season, improving their record to 1-5, 1-2 in Skyac. The Poets still searching for that first win. They'll take it into their final few games of the season, dropping their record to 0-5, 0-2 in conference. The Leopards, a big game on both sides of the ball. 2 pick sixes, big interceptions for the Leopards. They'll look to carry that into their next few weeks. On the offensive end of the ball, senior Miguel Aguero Jr., a career high in touchdown passes with 3. Kapena Kamakawawuli, a successful night with his point after attempts and early on field goal. Aguero Jr. finishes his night 15 for 23, 182 yards and those touchdown passes. Andre Maldonado, a 2-yard rushing touchdown of his own. Abel Cueva led the team in carries with 12, picked up 70 yards on the ground, and Kyle Bandy, play after play, continued to pick up yardage for the Leopards as well. 3 separate Leos receivers caught touchdown passes today. Senior Ethan Medeiros, the leading target for the Leopards, 6 catches, a touchdown. Spencer Poole, a touchdown. And Arturo Herrera, the tight end, a touchdown as well. A great game on both sides of the ball, highlighted at the very end by Artis Orange's pick 6. The Leopards take the homecoming matchup against the Poets, 43-20. I'm Nate Rodriguez. Thank you for sticking with us. You've watched Skyac football on LVTV3, Laverne Community Television.